Good morning, everyone. Leah Dixon here from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am joining you live for my regular Wednesday morning live. I'm on Facebook and YouTube. So as you join, I'd love to have you comment, say hi. If you're watching the replay, let me know with the hashtag replay. And I hope you enjoyed today's card. So this week I've been featuring the Jingle 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 stamp set. So I'm going to switch over to my desktop so you can see that, and we'll get started creating. So this is our Jingle 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 stamp set. Let's just bring that into focus a bit. Sorry. There we go. So this is in our mini catalog, the July to December catalog. And it's just a stamp set all on its own, no dies or anything. We're going to create a fun little Christmas card, and I'm going to show you how to alter these stamps so that you can create other words. So we'll move this off to the side, and I'm going to bring in, to start, just a little square of paper. And I'm going to use the word jolly today. But instead of stamping the whole word jolly, I am actually going to use my Memento black ink and just ink up the J and the O in the word jolly. Good morning, Gail. So to do that, I actually like to hold this. I have my stamp set or my stamp pad so I can see the edge of where the ink is. And I simply ink up the letters that I want. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I'm not sure that I can do that, the other alternative is to use a sticky note or some masking paper to cover up the letters that we don't want. Now I'm going to take that J and O and stamp it slightly to the left, but try to center it top to bottom on my page. Now the next thing I need is my Simply Chamois, and I need to clean that stamp pad. So what I love about the Simply Chamois is that you just add water to this, and then you basically just stamp onto the chamois to clean your image. So we'll give that a go, and we can see that that's not leaving any impression now, so it's completely clean. Now I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to ink up just the Y in this word. And then we're going to come in, and because this is photopolymer, I can actually use the other letters to help me get this straight and line it up so that I can put the Y in there. And now I've got the word joy instead of jolly, and I can create a whole other kind of Christmas card. Bonjour. Merci, Suzanne. So we've got joy written on here now, and I'm going to grab my, let's see, I was going to use my stylish shaped circles, but let's see, it won't quite fit on there. I wonder if it'll fit on our longest. You know what, instead of using a circle, which is what my original plan was, and actually I will, because now that's too long and it won't fit. Okay, so I'm going to go with my original plan. I had thought about using a circle, so I'm using the third largest stylish shaped circle, and you can see that that joy just fits inside that circle. So I'm going to grab my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and my plate 3 and my plate 2, and we're going to cut out that joy. So you can see it does fit on a few of the different stylish shapes, so we could have done something a little bit different if I'd used a larger scrap of paper to stamp that. All right, so there we go. So with that all cut out, we are now going to add some color to our word. So we have some options when we do this, but today I'm actually going to use Stampin' Blends to kind of create a little bit of a more elegant look to it. Oh, fussy cutting. Yes, you could fussy cut all the letters and then really have a great time creating a bunch of different things. So I was just looking at it quickly and noticed, like, you could just do the B from believe and then be jolly. we've got joy happening, and then we can rearrange these, spell out people's names, and do all sorts of fun stuff. So now we could come in and use the patterned stamps to fill these in, and it's quite easy. You can just ink up one letter at a time and even have like every letter be a different color. Lots of ways to do that, but I wanted to show you that we can also create a bit, that's a really fun look. We can create a little bit more of an elegant look just by coloring this in with some Stampin' blends. So I've got my pool party Stampin' blends here. And I'm just going to create kind of like an ombre look on here. So I'm going to start with my light pool party and color down about 2/3 of the way. And so I'm going to do that for all 3 letters. About 2/3 of the way down with my light pool party. And then I'm going to come in with my thinner tip of my dark pool party. Actually, sorry, I'm not going to use my thinner tip. I'm going to use my paintbrush tip, and I'm going to color back up about halfway. So that gives us some spots that are just dark pool party and some spots that have the overlap of the dark and the light. Okay, and last bit here. Let's see, I've used my dark pool party maybe a little too much. I need to probably replace it. And then I'm just going to come back in quickly and go over a little bit more just to help blend some of those spots that didn't really blend nicely. All right, so we'll set that off to the side. There is our cute little joy all created and ready to go on our card front. So I'll just bring that up and show you. So there we have it. So just another way that you can color these in, you could use watercolor pencil crayons as well, or markers. You could draw your own designs in there. Lots of options with this. All right, now what I have is I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet as my card base. So this is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. So standard card base. And I'm going to start with my inside. So for my inside, I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 cardstock and a 1 inch by 5 1/4 piece of the Sweetest Christmas Designer Series paper. And I'm simply going to glue that on along the edge as kind of like an accent for the inside of my card. So I like to use liquid glue when I do this because then I can really make sure to line it up properly. So I'm just going to get a little bubble of glue on the flat end of my glue, and then I just kind of drag that bubble along, and then stick my thumb right into the glue. Way to go. All right. So just like that. And then this allows me to kind of shift it around to get it actually lined up properly. There we go. And then I'm going to take this whole piece and adhere it to the inside of my card. So I like to do my insides first because I forget to do them if I don't. And that way the pieces are also out of the way and I'm not accidentally going to get ink on them or anything like that. So there's the inside of our card all done. Now for the front of our card, I'm going to start with another 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white cardstock. Feels like it's super thick. And I'm going to actually emboss it. Now, today I'm going to be using the Wintry 3D effects. And so this is actually a double pack. One is pine needles and one is snowflakes. They aren't quite large enough to do this whole card front, but I'm going to show you that it actually doesn't matter. We're able to very easily run this through twice and get a really nice image on there. So for this one, I can't use my mini machine because this is too wide. It's more than 3 1/4 inches wide. So I have to go grab my big machine. Sorry, it wasn't quite as ready to go as I thought it was. So hopefully you guys will end up being able to see this. The big machine takes up so much space. Hello. Somebody just said hi. It just says Facebook user though, so I'm not sure who we've got saying hello. All right, so to do this, I've got my plate 1, and then I'm going to put this in. And I don't want to do it fully over to the side because I want to be conscious that when I put this back in, I'll have enough space on my board to put the paper in and not have it overlap. So I've just put it maybe 2/3 of the way, and we're going to run this through with our specialty embossing plate because this is a 3D embossing folder. And then we'll bring this back around, and I'm just going to actually switch this over and line this up again so that I'm not really overlapping my images. There we go. Right, so that's a little bit of an overlap there. All right, now I'm going to just move that down a bit. So I'm being conscious that the snowflakes that are getting cut off are kind of in the center of my cardstock because I'm going to end up covering those up with our images. Oh, Jacqueline, you're very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed the birthday card. I used to try and send out my birthday cards so that they'd arrive a little bit closer to your actual birthday, but then I found I was always forgetting to mail. So I've decided now that I'm going to send out birthday cards at the beginning of the month, and then at least you'll get it during your birthday month. All right, so you can see that we've got that. There is a slight line there, and some of our snowflakes are cut off, but what we're going to be doing is actually going to cover that up so nobody will notice. So now we have a really beautiful snowflake background paper to add to our card front. So with that done, I'm going to grab some designer series paper. So again, that's Sweetest Christmas, the same striped pattern that we used on the inside, and then the candy cane piece. And these are cut at 1 7/8 by 3 1/8. And the reason for that is so that they'll sit nicely on a 2 by 3 1/4 inch piece of cardstock. Okay, so we're going to take those little bits and glue them onto their cardstock frames. So again, I'm just using liquid glue, that flat end, to kind of be able to spread it around nicely. And then pop these on. And so they have just the tiniest border, which again is a nice reason to have the liquid glue so you can shift them around a bit and help get them lined up. Because otherwise I have a really hard time with that. All right. And so this designer series paper, the red in here is Real Red and Sweet Sorbet. And so that's why I chose the Sweet Sorbet. It's just got a little bit of a softer look than the Real Red. Okay. So with those two done, I'm going to kind of look, and you'll see now how it's really covering up where those two snowflakes kind of didn't get full images. So it totally doesn't matter now. You've got Stampin' Up coming today. Oh, wonderful. Yes, I have an order coming today as well, although most of it's for customers, but there are a few items in there for me. So I am going to just put a little bit, you can use any adhesive here. I'm just going to use a little bit of adhesive down in that bottom corner so that I can line these up how I'd like them before I glue them down to the card front. So now that I've got them lined up how I want them to look and they're glued together, I can flip them over. And again, I'm going to apply some liquid glue to this, just kind of all over the back so that these will stick down to my card front. Okay. So just like that. And we'll glue these down. Okay. Now, before we do anything else, I want to get my ribbon on here. So I've got the Sheer Pool Party ribbon, And I'm going to tie a bow on here. So now there's actually, I don't know if there's Pool Party in this designer series paper, but there is a really nice green in this paper, and I just wanted to kind of soften it, because to me Pool Party is more of a green than a blue. And so it goes really nicely with greens. All right, so I've tied a knot, and then I'm going to come in and tie a bow. And then I'll position it in a moment once I decide where I'm going to put my sentiment. I usually create my cards ahead of time and then kind of tweak them as I go, but today I just have an idea in my head. I haven't actually created anything, so we'll see how this all works out. Okay, so I might end up using a mini glue dot to hold that in place once I decide exactly where this is going. So you can kind of give this a little bend so that that ribbon will move over. And then I think we're going to put our joy right there. Actually, maybe a little bit lower. So we'll move our ribbon down a little bit lower as well. So this is the nice thing about tying your ribbon but not securing it really in any way, is then you have that ability to move things around. So I think I want to put that down there at the bottom and kind of cover up the bottom of our cardstock and where the two overlap in the corner. Maybe not. Oh, what tough decisions. Okay, let's see. Maybe like that with the joy behind. No. Okay, we're going to move this up just the tiniest bit. I do want some cardstock showing out the bottom. And then we're going to put that one on just like that. Okay, so we're going to attach our joy with some dimensionals. Where did I put my dimensionals? There we go. Oh, good morning, Eva. Or your cats are going crazy. That's hilarious. All right, so we're going to grab some dimensionals here and pop this onto our card front. So the joy actually came from the Jingle 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 stamp set, and I just took the two L's out of the word jolly. So if you watch the beginning of the video, you'll see how I did that. But I took the word jolly and I just inked up the J-O and the Y and stamped them to create joy. All right, so with that done, I'm going to trim up my ribbon. And I am going to grab a mini glue dot because I don't like how that bow is kind of tilting forward. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool and a mini glue dot. And I'm going to sneak it in here behind where I want that to sit and then push my bow down. And you see that now that mini glue dot has just grabbed the back of the bow knot. And, oh, hi, Marika. So that just grabbed the back of the knot and is holding my bow down the way I want it now instead of having it constantly flipping forward. All right. So next thing that we're going to do is actually put this onto our card front. Okay. So I'm going to flip that over, grab my glue, liquid glue again. You can use whatever adhesive you'd like, but I love my liquid glue. So there we go. And I'm going to pop that onto our card base, making sure that I've got it the right way so that my insides are proper. And there we go. And glue that down. All right. And then our final touch is to add some embellishments to this card. Now I thought about maybe stamping one of the candy canes or something like that, but I actually don't want to add too much more to this because the patterned paper is quite busy. So yeah, just a few little embellishments. I never actually thought about which ones to use. I wonder if that's kind of the right color or not. No, it seems Doesn't quite seem right. All right, let's see. So although it is real red, oh, actually, oh, merci, Suzanne. So I think I might pop in here and see. Oh, no, I know exactly which ones. I'm looking at all these, and then I saw my fun sparkle right beside me, and I'm going to bring in that pool party again. So I've got my fine sparkle pool party gems here, and I'm just going to pop those onto this card. So let's see. This is my hard decisions. I never know where to put my gems. I think I'm going to do 2 down here. And 1 up here, maybe. You know, that's not right either. Let's put these off. Put them down here. Maybe 1 right there, and 1 right there. I don't know. So this is where you get to have some creativity. I never push them down until I've fully decided where I'd like them. I feel like I do need some up here on this joy. Right like that. And I don't know, maybe I need more of them. Maybe that's the problem. We're going to stick with this though. Let's see. Oh, maybe like that. We'll kind of find all the little corners and we'll put them in the little corners. I don't know. This is the tough part. Okay. I'm going to go with more. And move that up out of the corner. So until you've kind of pushed them down, it's quite easy to move them around, which I really like. And we're going to go like that. Okay. I think these two need to be closer together. Like that. Okay. And that's how I'm going to push them down. So once you've pushed them down, they're going to be hard to pull off of your card. But until that point, more is good. Yes. I know we totally overthink it. That's why sometimes I like things that don't have the adhesive back, and you can kind of just scatter them on your page and hope for the best. And actually, I think I'm going to add 1 more. Oh, that one has a hair attached to it. Yikes. There we go. I'm going to add 1 more and kind of create like a diagonal down my page here. All right. There. So now I've got like 2 triangles happening, and I'm very happy with that. So those were the fine sparkle gems, and that is our card. So it's really not a complicated card. It's just about kind of getting those elements in the right spots and altering that image from the stamp set to take your jolly and turn it into joy. So I hope you guys liked that tip. And if you have this Jingle Jingle stamp set, that you found a new way to use it today. And if you don't have it already, I am offering a card class. The deadline to register is September 12th and is featuring the Jingle Jingle Jingle. So with I believe it's a $60 order, you get the class for free, or there's another option if you already own the stamp set. So yeah, you guys have a great Wednesday. And I survived my first day back to work yesterday. Looking forward to going back again tomorrow. But today I get to hang out in my craft room and in my garden. So I hope you guys are having a fabulous day as well. You just got the Scotty dog. That's awesome. He's so cute. And even just the punch, like even without the stamp set, the punch is adorable. Fabulous. All right. Bye, everyone. And the link to register for that class is in the description of the video if you're interested. Thank you.